on and connect with the management of Greenlam Industries as well and understand what their growth outlook looks like for FY17. We have Saurabh Mittal, MD and CEO of the company, joining in. Mr. Mittal, great to have you with us on Hot Stocks. To begin with, how are the growth prospects for decorative veneers, engineered wood floors as well as engineered door solutions?
Well, these are new businesses we've entered, the flooring, the doors, and we launched new products in the veneer segment last year. So obviously the base is very small. So we are looking at, on a percent basis, we should be growing at about 15-18%, maybe slightly over that in this financial year in these product categories.
Can you also tell us a little bit about the distribution network that you have in place, both domestic as well as international, and what are the plans to boost the growth here?
Well, we are quite well, present across domestic markets. We touch base with nearly 15,000 odd distributors, dealers, retailers, and we have a pan-India presence across, all the states of the country. And it's a consistent effort towards expanding network in the domestic market for various categories, as we have several sub-brands also. On the international space, we export to nearly 100 countries worldwide. And that share is also actually growing up. Every year we're adding a couple of more countries and more markets to the distribution network in the international markets. So overall, it's a persistent effort which we undertake to continuously expand our distribution network for all the product categories. And we should be looking at growth. The most of the growth we will get this year will also be largely attributed to the expansion of the distribution network for our new products and for some of our existing product categories.
Okay. Also, you recently commissioned incremental capacity at your Nalagarh factory. What's your existing capacity and any further expansion plans on the anvil as far as your capacity is concerned?
Well, on the laminates, last year we expanded Nalagarh capacity. We added 2 million sheets per annum, and currently we're at about 12 million sheets per annum of capacity. And last financially, our utilizations were at about 107%. So yes, eventually we will add more capacity, but we just want to watch a couple of more quarters, see how the business takes off, and then decide to do some more brownfield expansion. We still have room to expand utilizations further. At the peak in the past, we were at 115% utilization. So there's still some more scope to max out the existing capacity before we really embark on another expansion of the laminates business.
Now you play a very dominant role in the laminate exports. What's the market like for exports, and what are the key growth drivers in this area?
Well, on the exports front, last year we had a bit of a challenge in growing the exports business. On the consolidated basis, we were at about 465 crores of international revenue, which actually grew just 5-6% last year. We had significant challenges in the markets we were exporting to, in the Southeast Asian markets, a couple of South American markets, Russia, Turkey, etc., with significant currency devaluation happening in our importing markets. But over a longer period of time, we're quite positive on this business, and I think we'll probably grow at a 12-15%, in this business also. And we are very well positioned in many markets worldwide, and most of the exports we do is with our own brand, and we don't do OEMs, so it's Greenlam, which is specified by architects, designers, developers, builders in many global markets.
Tell us your capex plans as well as your top line and EBITDA margin guidance for FY17.
Well, on the capex, we don't have much capex this year, as over the last 2-3 years, most of the capex have been done. So unless we plan a capacity expansion, the capex will be in the band of 30-35 crores. On the top line guidance, I think we should be looking at a 12-15% of top line growth for this financial year. And on the EBITDA last year, I think we closed at about slightly over 13%. So I think we should be in the band of 14-14.5 kind of a EBITDA margin percent for this financial year.
Okay, and what could be the impact of GST on your business?
Well, on the domestic business, we ran the math, and it depends on what percent of the GST comes out. It looks quite positive because, as you are aware of, that most of our competition in the domestic market is with unorganized players, and there is a challenge on a fair level playing field there. So if GST does get implemented, I think it's going to be very positive for our business, for our domestic business, and I think we're quite positive on that actually.
Let you go on that note. Thanks so much for joining in, Saurabh, and giving us a snapshot as to what the outlook is by way of growth, your export as well as your capex plans going forward. That's Greenlam Industries. And just pull up the chart as well for the long term. It's the largest producer of laminate in Asia, and it operates in decorative veneers, engineered wood floors, as well as their door solutions. That's the current portfolio of the company, and the chart for the long term as well should just come up for you.